On the night Princess Aylin was born, the sky did not celebrate. Clouds pressed low over the kingdom of Lumeria, thunder rolled without rain. Inside the royal chambers, Queen Alira held her newborn daughter with trembling hands, exhaustion and love mixing in her tear-filled eyes. Just as the king leaned forward to kiss his child's forehead, the flames died all at once. Silence fell thick, unnatural, suffocating. From the darkness emerged a woman no guard had announced. She walked barefoot across the marble floor, leaving frost where her feet touched stone. Her hair hung long and grey like dead vines, and her eyes glowed with an ancient, merciless green. This was Morvina, a legend. She looked at the child and smiled, not with joy, but with certainty. In a voice as calm as a grave, she spoke the curse. When this child gives her heart in love, her own heart shall turn to stone. Slowly, painfully, completely, Morvina vanished. Aylin grew into childhood surrounded by silk, gold, and quiet fear. The palace was beautiful, yet strangely cold. She was gentle, thoughtful, quiet. Laughter visited her rarely. Her mother tried to protect her from the prophecy, filling her days with stories, music, and warmth. But happiness in Lemuria was fragile. When Aylin was 15, Queen Alira fell ill without warning. No healer could save her. On her final night, Aylin sat beside her bed, holding her hand, begging her not to leave. As the queen took her last breath, something changed. Aylin felt it deep within her chest, a dull, spreading cold. Her tears fell onto the stone floor and turned to grey dust before her eyes. The curse had awakened. King Rohan, broken by grief and guilt, withdrew from the world. He blamed himself for failing to protect his wife. His love for Aylin twisted into fear. To keep her safe, he locked her away from life itself. Palace gates were sealed, suitors forbidden. Aylin was no longer allowed to leave the palace walls. The king believed that if she never loved, the curse could never claim her. But walls do not protect the heart, they only starve it. Years passed. On her 19th birthday, Aylin stood alone in her chamber, staring into a tall mirror framed with silver roses. She barely recognized herself. Her skin was pale, her eyes older than her years. As she raised her sleeve, she saw it clearly for the first time. Thin grey veins spreading across her wrist like cracks in stone. Panic rose in her throat. The curse was no longer waiting, it was moving. That night, whispers drifted through her open window. Her name carried on the wind, calling her toward the forest beyond the walls. Wrapped in a dark cloak, Aylin fled the palace, not away from danger, but toward truth. The forest was alive with fog and moonlight. Every sound felt louder, every step heavier, until her strength failed and she collapsed near the edge of the trees. Before the darkness could claim her, strong arms caught her. The man who stood before her did not ask her name or her title. His eyes were dark and steady, his presence calm. His name was Kale, a lone guardian of the forest, a man who trusted silence more than words. He built a small fire, wrapped her in his cloak, and waited. For the first time in her life, Aylin felt safe without being trapped. Over the days that followed, Aylin stayed hidden in the forest with Kale. By firelight, she told him everything: the curse, the witch, the stone spreading beneath her skin. Kale listened without interruption, without fear. As trust grew, so did something more dangerous. Aylin began to smile. She began to feel, and with every heartbeat, the stone crept higher, reaching her collarbone, tightening around her chest. Love, she realized, was not saving her, it was killing her. When Morvina returned in a storm of thunder and green mist, she laughed at their horror. She claimed the curse could be broken only by sacrifice, a life willingly given for Aylin's freedom. Kale made his choice in silence. He believed love meant giving everything, even existence itself. While Aylin slept, he prepared to offer his life, at the ancient stone circle deep within the forest. But love is not blind, it is intuitive. Aylin awoke with her heart burning, stone climbing toward her throat. She ran through the fog, following fear, following love, until she reached the ritual site. There, under the full moon, she saw Kale stepping into the circle as Morvina began her chant. Something inside Aylin shattered, not into stone, but into clarity. She screamed his name and threw herself between them, her tears falling onto her stone-covered chest. The world cracked. Light burst from the ground, splitting the stone that bound her heart. Morvina screamed not in anger, but in realization. The curse unraveled, revealing its truth. It was never love that fed it. It was fear, fear of loss, fear of pain, fear of choice. Aylin's refusal to accept a love that demanded death destroyed the magic that sustained Morvina. The witch turned to ash, scattered by the wind she once commanded. As dawn broke, the stone fell away from Aylin's body, leaving her breathing, shaking, alive. Aylin returned to the kingdom not as a cursed princess, but as a woman who had faced her fate and chosen her own ending. King Rowan knelt before his daughter, tears falling freely as he asked forgiveness. Aylin did not take the crown that day. She chose something greater. Hand in hand with Kale, she walked beyond the palace walls, barefoot in the green fields, free from fear, free from destiny, carrying a heart that belonged not to stone, not to prophecy, but to herself. And so the story of the Ashen Crown ended, not with sacrifice, but with choice, proving that love is not meant to destroy, and freedom is the truest magic of all.